This is VOA News via remote. I'm Tommy McNeil. Japan's government has decided to start releasing radioactive water from the wrecked Fukushima nuclear plant into the sea within 2 years after it's treated. That decision was long speculated but delayed due to safety concerns and protest. Cabinet ministers meeting on Tuesday endorsed that release as the best option. The water has been accumulating at the Fukushima nuclear plant since 2011 and a meltdown after the massive earthquake and tsunami. The plant's operator says storage capacity there will be full in the fall of 2022. Indirect talks between Iran and the United States on reviving the 2015 nuclear deal have been thrown into uncertainty following an attack on Iran's underground Natanz nuclear facility. Now, although neither Iran nor the U.S. say the incident will crater the negotiations, the destruction of a significant amount of Iran's uranium enrichment capability casts a major shadow over the discussions in Vienna. Those talks are set to resume this Tuesday with the aim of bringing both Iran and the U.S. back into compliance with the deal. Iran has blamed Israel for the destruction at Natanz, and Israeli media have cited intelligence sources as claiming responsibility. The United Nations chief says the world's failure to unite on tackling COVID-19 has created wide inequalities. Secretary General Antonio Guterres called Monday for urgent action, including a wealth tax to help finance the global recovery of the coronavirus. He says the latest reports indicate there has been a $5 trillion surge in the wealth of the world's richest in the past year of the pandemic. There is more at voanews.com. This is VOA News. Authorities in the state of Tennessee say that a student at Knoxville High School opened fire on police before he was then shot and killed. We get more information from AP correspondent Jackie Quinn.
The fatal encounter took place inside a school bathroom at Knoxville's Austin East Magnet School at the end of the day. The director of the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation says police were called for someone possibly with a gun at the school. They tracked the suspect down inside a bathroom. He was ordered out, and the TBI alleges the student started shooting at the officers as they went in. One officer was struck and wounded, while police fired back, killing the student. This particular school's already been reeling from gun violence earlier in the year. 3 students died in separate shootings off campus. The police chief says for her, it was chilling to hear that an officer was down and then find out it was a shooting inside a school. Potential witnesses are still being questioned. I'm Jackie Quinn.
The police chief in a Minneapolis suburb where a black man was fatally shot during a traffic stop says that he believes the officer who fired intended to use a taser and not a handgun. The police chief, Tim Gannon, described the shooting of 20-year-old Dante Wright as an accidental discharge. Wright died Sunday in Brooklyn Center, a city of about 30,000 people just north of Minneapolis. His death sparked protests yet again and unrest with officers in riot gear clashing again with demonstrators Monday night. The Minneapolis area was already on edge because of the trial of the police officer charged with the murder of George Floyd. Prosecutors' case against former officer Derek Chauvin drew toward a close Monday, with tender memories from George Floyd's younger brother and testimony from a police use of force expert who said no reasonable officer would have done what Chauvin did. Seth Stoughton is a professor at the University of South Carolina School of Law, and he judged Chauvin's actions against what a reasonable officer in the same situation would have done, and repeatedly found that Chauvin did not meet that test. The Biden administration has struck an agreement with Mexico, Honduras, and Guatemala to temporarily surge troops to the borders in an effort to reduce the tide of migration to the U.S. border. White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki says Mexico will maintain a deployment of about 10,000 troops. Guatemala has surged 1,500 police and military personnel to its southern border. Honduras, 7,000 police and military. Via remote, I'm Tommy McNeil, VOA News.